Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today we will read about IT policy. IT policy 2072. So what is IT policy? Susrika. Susrika is not there. Shreyasa, what is IT policy?
IT policy is the policy or procedure formulated by the government of Nepal to organize, develop, and implement IT fields systematically in government and private sector.
So the policy made by the government to organize, develop and implement IT fields systematically, both in government and private sectors. First IT policy was launched in Nepal in 2000 AD, that is 2057 BS. First IT policy, and later on that 2057 IT policy dismissed, and again new IT policy was introduced in the year 2072. So if somebody asks you which date IT policy, latest date IT policy introduced in Nepal, you have to say 2072. And you will not forget this year also, because this is the year of the earthquake year. So IT policy 2072 means you remember 2000, IT policy means 2072 BS. Okay, the latest IT policy introduced by the government. First was in 2057, after that 2072. 2057 dismissed, and then 2072 again came in action. In the Nepali date 2072, English date is 2015. Okay, now some of the points I have selected. Once again, uh, the names: Monique Maharjan. How many policies are there in IT policy 2072?
2072.
Yes,
21 policy.
good. 21 policies. How many strategies are there in IT policy 2072? Riyashi Magar.
21 strategies.
Yes. Policy is also 21. Strategies is also 21. Now, next point. Percentage of the population will have digital skills by the end of 2020. So what percent of the population will have digital skills by the end of 2020 is 75%, means whole Nepal population 75% will have the digital skills. If you compare with our student, 100% they have the digital skill, but we have to record this with all whole Nepal who stays in the remote areas and all village and all. So by 2020, this is the year 2020. Remember, this IT policy 2015 they have reintroduced, relaunched, let's say, and by 2020 they have planned that 75% will have the digital skill. And because of this COVID-19 coronavirus, yes, many of them they are used to, they are using the technology. That is also one thing. Okay, Rabina. So what percent of the population will have digital skills by the end of 2020?
75.
75. And Regarding the internet service, regarding the internet service, that is a broadband service. Broadband service, fiber connection. So what percent of population will be able to access the broadband service by 2020? Sandesh Pathak, you say? Kusal Pahadi.
Yes, sir.
So what percentage?
Which one? That 90%.
So when I request you to be attentive and video on, all the students. So what percentage of the population will be able to access the broadband service by 2020? Susrika.
90%.
Yes, broadband service means your fiber connection, broadband, fast connection. Now, latest news, this this home also have started their internet service. Om Dhaba, you better eat afterwards. This is not the manner to be in the class and eat and breathe. Look at
Yeah.
the online class discipline here. Eating and listening. Kusal Pahadi. What percentage of the population of Nepal will have internet access by 2020?
100%, I
So
think. Yes.
100% achieved or not? Not achieved. Achieved,
After
but
2020.
they can use the internet using data and all. I think almost those who have SIM card using mobile means they are using the internet. Okay. So what percentage of government service will provide online by 2020? This also 80% internet. Look, now we are online. Look, studying online. We are doing online study, online and all. 80%. So how much fulfilled or not, later on the data will be there. But the government has planned in IT policy that by 2020, means this is the year, by 2020, 80% will have the online services, 100% everyone will use the internet, 90% broadband services, 75% will have the digital skills. These questions are asked in Lok Seva Ayog whenever you will reach after higher class studies and all. When you give exam for this computer and other this one, then these are the questions they do ask. Okay. Now the main objectives of IT policy 2000 that 57 one. 3 points were there. In class 9 also you have studied IT policy. If you have not forgotten, I guess. To establish knowledge-based industry, to increase the employment, and to build knowledge-based society. Means in industries and all also using the technology, society also they use different kind of technology and they get information from there. In Nepali we say susuchit hunu means you get information through the technology. You are also aware recent news in Lebanon. Have you, anybody you have heard regarding the news of Lebanon? Anybody wants to share? Nobody? Some blast and all? No one. So you are not updated. You are only updated with the your gamings. Be use technology properly. Get information. You know the news of this Bhagya Neopani, I think. This kind of news you know, I guess. Bhagya Neopani going in the this one small child found on the box. Husband and wife what quarreling and all this kind of news you know, I think. Yes, Nishanti Milsina. Baby carrying on the
Sir,
rickshaw. That also
who
done.
is Bhagini?
Oh, good attitude. Still not changed. Good.
No
Vandana
idea,
Sarkar, do
sir.
you know Bhagya Neupane?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay, leave it then. Let's not discuss. Vision of IT Policy 2015. So vision. Ades, will you read?
Transform Nepal into information and knowledge-based society and economy.
Transforming Nepal into information and knowledge-based society and economy. Our society, the economy, in Nepali also is written here so that you will understand better. Swastika Gurung, can you read that in Nepali?
सूचना तथा सञ्चार प्रविधिको प्रयोगबाट नेपाललाई सूचना तथा ज्ञानमा आधारित समाजमा रूप रूपान्तरण गर्ने भावी सोच रहेको छ।
So this is the vision of IT Policy 2015, that changing the society into the technology based so that you will get all the information techno friendly and all.
Deepak
That's the
sir,
vision. Now the mission.
what
Sahil, will you read the mission?
to create conditions for the intensified development and growth of ICT sector as key driver of Nepal's sustainable development and poverty reduction strategy.
To create conditions for the intensified development and growth of ICT sector as the key driver for Nepal's sustainable development and poverty reduction strategies. That means in Nepali, Susmita Mainali, can you read that? Same thing translated into Nepali.
सूचना तथा समाचार प्रविधि मार्फत देशभर सुशासन दिगे विकास
Susmita, wait,
एवं
okay, you are on live on
गरिबी
YouTube, wait, okay, and it's very difficult that you pronounce like this, then it is not good. So I think who is going to read this? Sneha Basnet, can you read that? Sneha Basnet? Okay, I'll send out of Isniaba, kick out where did me kick out this Isniaba Basnet. Robina, you say
सूचना तथा सञ्चार प्रविधि मार्फत देशभर सुशासन, दिगो विकास एवं गरिबी न्यूनीकरणका लक्ष्यहरू हासिल गर्नु यस नीतिको प्रमुख परिदृश्य रहेको छ।
very good. Yes, in this way you have to read Susmita Mainali.
Okay.
So ICT मार्फत देशभर सुशासन, दिगो विकास एवं गरिबी न्यूनीकरणका लक्ष्यहरू हासिल गर्नु यस नीतिको प्रमुख परिदृश्य मिन्स मिसन रहेको छ। सुशासन, दिगो विकास, गरिबी न्यूनीकरण. So these 3 points. Now, objectives of National Information and Communication Technology Policy. So, Riyasi, can you read the first point with the video on?
To empower and facilitate Nepal's participation in the global knowledge society.
Okay, to empower. Empower means make powerful, and facilitate means help Nepal's participation in the global knowledge society. Second point. Pujan, will you read that?
to transfer government service delivery regime administration by promoting transparency, efficiency, and participation through effective utilization of information and
After
communication
efficiency, you have
technologies.
not read one word.
Inclusiveness.
Continue, continue.
From first,
Yes.
to transfer government service delivery regime by promoting transparency, efficiency, inclusiveness, and participation through effective utilization of information and communication technologies.
To transform government service, different kind of government service are there, delivery regime means administration, by promoting transparency. Whenever you do online transaction, transparency will be there. There won't be any kind of fraud and all. Everything will be transparent when you do transaction online. Efficiency, inclusiveness means all detail also will be there, and participation through effective utilization of information and communication technology. So this is the second objective, to make transaction transparent, every detailing are kept, and effective organization of all the activities. Monique Morgan, third point, read.
To promote ICT to future productive output among the sector that is key drive of the national economic.
Today, I must say, class 10 students, the pronunciation that they are doing means they are not having the habit of studying. You are not studying. Neither you are saying productivity properly, nor you are saying sectors properly, nor you are saying inclusiveness, facilitate, efficiency. So please make the habit of reading at home. Again, read Monique Morgan.
To promote ICT to future productive
Further,
among the sector that
further,
is further productive among the
productivity,
sector that is
productivity,
productivity among the sector that is key driver
drivers.
drivers of the national economy.
Again, read once again.
To promote ICT to further productive tip among the sector that is key driver of the national economic.
So the another objective of IT policy is to promote ICT to further productivity means output, to get that output among the sectors that is the key drivers of the national economy, means where which sector help Nepal to grow the economy. So in such places, implementing the ICT so that the growth will be more. Sohendra, next point.
To create easily accessible, affordable, and innovative public access point
Your
under
voice is
a
very low. What happened? Little bit louder.
where sir I will manage.
Read. We're lost. Sitasma, will you read
To
that?
create our to
To
create
create
easily
easily accessible, affordable, and innovative new public access points under a comprehensive community or village network initiative.
To create easily accessible, number one, easily accessible, affordable, and innovative public access point under a comprehensive e-community village network means internet can be easily accessible. In some areas, whenever you go in Kathmandu area, also I think some of their Wi-Fi free is there. So such kind of things, activities in village also you get. You have also gone to Gandruk and all. The roads are very difficult to reach up to there, but the internet facility is very good, this one. So these kind of things. And the last one means this slide last point, to deploy ICT at all levels of Nepali education system in order to improve educational outcomes while expanding access to education and training facilities, means keeping this computer education in all the school levels college levels, different training sectors, and all. So you also have become more IT friendly technology using this Zoom, Meet app, and others. Otherwise, only you know other nonsense things to do. Continue. Ojasvi.
To facilitate the participation of youths and women in ICTs, particularly in media and content development initiatives projects.
Yes. To facilitate the participation of the youth, young generation, as well as women also, making them to participate in media and content development projects. Initiative means projects, utilizing them. Like you have heard this Ama Samoa and other so many things. So yes, same kind of groups, but now using technology. Youth generation. Next one is uh, Anuj Lama. Read the next point.
To promote the use of free and open source software as well as open standard in software development of government agencies.
Yes, using the free software, open source software, where you don't need to pay money. Like for using Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you need to pay money, but there are free softwares are there. Same like it works like of MS Word, it works like of MS Excel. So free software using like uh, Google Sheets, Google Docs are there, which are available freely. To safeguard means to protect public sector information and investment against negative impacts of deploying means organizing and using ICT means giving security. Government should provide security to the public as well as private sector to implement the technology. So if government protects, then they will participate. Same like to improve communication system across the country, especially in areas of touristic interest to support tourism development in the country. So improving the communication system. As you know, in Nepal is a hilly area, and in many places we cannot communicate. So government should keep the system in such a way that everyone can communicate from every places around the country. And the last point, I think, to conserve natural resources and safeguard Nepal's heritage using ICT tools. And how can we do that? By keeping the CCTV cameras and all. And as you know, in the this jungle, this what? This Chitwan National Park. Before we used to hear lots of news regarding this killings of these rhinos and all, and many other endangered species. So how can we protect means by using the camera. Now also is one good idea using the CCTV camera. And now you can see in our different cities also many places there are CCTV camera on the streets on the different kind of these heritage sites and all. Why they are kept? So that to protect. Okay. So this much brings to the objectives. Now comes with the goals. First goal. Now, Subodh Shrestha, will you read that? Subodh.
Yes, yes, sir.
What are you doing? What I've said?
Nothing. I was that going outside that trying to off TV.
Huh?
Eh, I had gone to that turn off the TV.
Oh, good.
That sister was watching.
Hmm. Ranjana, will you read that first point?
Nepal will start
Nepal will strive towards enhancing overall
Read
national
loudly.
ICT readiness Nepal will strive towards enhancing overall national ICT readiness with the objective of being at least in the top second quartile of the International ICT Development Index and e-government ranking by 2020.
Nepal will strive means Nepal will try hard towards enhancing means badaudai overall national ICT readiness means willingness with the objective of being at least in the top second quartile of the International ICT Development Index and e-government ranking by 2020. So by 2020, Nepal will be at the top second place of the international ICT development. And second point already we have discussed. Okay, now a little bit I'll hurry, wrap up this one. 75% of the population will have digital literacy skills. This we have discussed in the at the beginning only. By 2020, 90% of the population will be able to access the broadband services. This also we have discussed already. The role and the significance of ICT industries and services, which includes telecom service, will increase in the Nepali economy with ICT value added, accounting for at least 7.5% of GDP by 2020. The jurisdiction of Nepal Telecommunication Authority will be expanded to secure complete alignment. Now, these are all points I think once you go through. So we'll not again go every point detail and all. So some easy point like by 2020
Sir,
entire Nepal. Yes, what happened?
once after you complete, I will say, first you complete
Which
analysis. That yesterday you said, no, sir, you will say about that cookies and all.
what I say? What I'll say?
That cookies in that you said you will say,
I said, but anybody you try to search about cookies, you said first, Bebop.
no, sir.
Okay, you search. In the next class, you will be delivering the this slide regarding cookies. You'll explain to all of us. Okay, your homework.
No,
So by
okay, sir.
2020, entire population of Nepal would have access internet. Already we have said this one. 80% will have of the citizen facing government services. Oh, this point we have done. So 80% of the citizen will be getting the government services from online. Okay, and this kharid prakriya means that uh, buying the different kind of goods that will be done from online process. Okay, procurement means kharid, buying the things. Like last time also you have heard for this COVID-19 all different materials were required and some private organization they brought. Similarly, some corruptions were released, news were there, and again government brought the materials and all. So these all buying materials from the government side also can be done using this internet online. Okay, so e-procurement Kharid will be promoted as means of driving transparency through government procurement process covering all public procurement of goods and services irrespective of cost, irrespective means jesukai hos, of cost and volume of such procurement by 2018 told, but this is 2020. So whatever the purchasing items and all should be done from the online so that there will be transparency whether whatever if little bit it costs more also doing from online will be transparent. So again these points once you can read yourself same thing are there. So I think now this much we'll do for today and we'll continue this IT